What's good, basketball fans, and welcome to my newest segment, Wiseman's NBA Tiers, where I rank your favorite teams in an exciting and fun way. So without further ado, let's hop right into it, where we're going to start off with the first tier. Can we get a drum roll, please? Now, please unveil my first tier. We've got Still Hope. All right, these teams are all supposed to be much better. We got Boston, Atlanta, New York Knicks, and the Los Angeles Clippers. All these teams are supposed to be in the hunt. However, none of these teams are currently in the playoffs. So let's talk about it because there still is hope. All right, the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. Hey, LeBron James left your conference and you were supposed to be elite. However, they just haven't hit that mark. Seems like they keep plateauing and they are currently in 11th seed. However, when you got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, two All-Stars, and a good young core and some vets in Marcus Smart, there is still hope. So I expect these guys to make a push after All-Star break. Then we got the Atlanta Hawks, Eastern Conference Finals. They're rolling off that and they're in 12th place. All right, what has happened? They got Trae Young though. So whenever you got a superstar like that spaces the floor, you always have hope. However, they're going to have to step up their defense as it is currently one of the worst in the league. Now, we got the New York Knicks, another team who did well in the postseason, and once those New York fans smell postseason, they want to come back. So you see Julius Randle and the Knicks not being consistent, getting booed by their home fans. However, they added Kemba Walker, Fournier. They were supposed to be better, but there is still hope. All right, they got a bunch of very good vets out there. They've got some all-stars who can score, and of course, they got Coach Tibbs, who has really been working with that unit. So there is still hope. Now, the last team, the Los Angeles Clippers, Steve Ballmer drops a bankroll on Kawhi and PG, and they're currently both out. I expect this team to start sliding without the two superstars. However, if Kawhi and PG come back and they can get in the 10th or 9th spot, I would not want to be playing those guys. So there is still hope. Now, can we please unveil my next tier? Drum roll, please. We got round one exit. All right, these teams might make the playoffs. They're probably going to make the playoffs. However, it doesn't matter. They're going to get bounced by the top boys in the East and the West. So these teams are Washington Wizards, Minnesota Timberwolves, the Toronto Raptors, and the Charlotte Hornets. So let's talk about it. All right, Washington Wizards, good for them. They got rid of Westbrook and the Lakers picked him up. All right, they won that deal. They got a bunch of good veterans on that squad and a bunch of young guys like Kyle Kuzma who are balling, who they can work on. Washington Wizards definitely in the right track and trending upwards. Then we got the Minnesota Timberwolves, who will make the playoffs this year, and I don't remember the last time those boys have been in the postseason, so congrats to them. They're trending up. They got a superstar in Anthony Edwards who looks legit. All right, Cat has been balling, shooting over 40%. Once they get that team healthy, these guys will be very good in the future. So shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves. You did good. All right, now thirdly, the Toronto Raptors. They have no fans. You guys know how hard it is to go on the road in a sold out crowd and then come home and you got not one single person cheering you on other than your own bench. But anyways, Fred VanVleet, he's leading that team full of younger guys with a few vets, but they're in the playoffs, so hats off to them. However, they're going to get smacked in the first round if they do play a Brooklyn or a Milwaukee or whoever's up there. We're going to see. We're going to unveil the tiers. And lastly, Charlotte Hornets in the 7th seed right now. They're going to make the postseason as well. They got ballin'. They got Bridges ballin'. All right, that team is extremely exciting to watch. And hey, they're trending upwards, and I see them being a top team in the next couple of years. Attaboy, MJ, you're finally getting a team you can call legit. All right, moving on to the next tier. Can we get a drum roll, please? One piece away, and these teams are gonna shock you. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers, the 76ers, the Nuggets, the Mavs, and yes, that's right, the Lakers. We'll talk about them last. All right, now the Cleveland Cavaliers, who would have thought they'd be in the mix for a top 5 spot in the East? All right, Mobley's balling, Garland is looking like an all-star, and they got the trees in the front court. All right, you cannot get to the hole on Jared Allen, All right, you got Evan Mobley. You got a ton of big boys that are working well in the pick and roll. And shout out Cleveland. All right, they did it the right way through the draft. They've been acquiring a bunch of key pieces. That team is super young. All right, unfortunately, you got Sexton currently out, and of course, Ricky Rubio done for the season. However, shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm excited for their future, and if they add one piece, they could be one of the best teams in the East. And Cleveland, come on, that is so dope. Now, next up, the 76ers. They are literally one piece away in trading Ben Simmons, and even if they get something decent back, these guys could be a legit threat. Seth Curry stepped up. Embiid is so dominant. I think one of the most dominant players we have seen since Shaquille O'Neal. So, hey, even if they get back a decent star, I could see them making a run for it because they are a great team and they're showing it even without Ben Simmons. Now, next up, Denver. They are exactly one piece away in Jamal Murray from coming back. Jokic is having another MVP-like season, and people forget how good Jamal Murray actually is. He can give you 30 a night on top of Jokic and some other role players in Campazzo who have really found a home in Denver. So do not forget about Denver because those boys were this close to making it just a couple years ago. Now, fourthly, we got the Mavs. All right, anytime a team has Luka Doncic on it, they're going to be one piece away. All right, Porzingis hasn't panned out, but if Cuban can get one more star with Dallas, oh man, watch out. The trade deadline is coming. However, the last team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I know it says one piece away, but they're really two pieces away. I had to sneak them in there. The first piece is Anthony Davis coming back. All right, now the Lakers have not been consistent, but trust me, when Anthony Davis comes back, he can solve lots of their problems on defense, or at least hide them, and he's going to give you 25 a night. I know he hasn't been hooping the way we want him to. However, he is a big star in this league. And secondly, the second piece, get Westbrook the hell out of town. All right, even if you can get him for a mid-level player and some draft rights. All right, however you've got to do it, Pelinka, just do it. Pull the trigger. Don't be a suspect about it, because if Westbrook is still on the Lakers, there is no chance they are winning. All right, but that's a whole other video. Smash the like button if you guys are enjoying this new segment. But let's go to the last two segments. All right, we got, drum roll please, we got the dark horses. All right, these teams could win it all. However, the media and most people aren't saying it. However, these four teams in Utah, Memphis, Chicago, and Miami could surprise the heck out of you and knock out your favorite team. So let's talk about it. The Utah Jazz, they're always going to be a top 3 seed in the West. And of course, this year they're balling. Gobert is having one of his best seasons yet. And of course, they always are in the race, but I'm not going to believe it until I see it, until they knock off one of the better teams like a Golden State or a Phoenix. However, hey, they are a dark horse. Now, the second team we talked about out of nowhere, the Memphis Grizzlies. I am so hot on this squad. If you haven't yet seen my Ja Morant film breakdown, go check it out. But they got Baines hooping. Ja Morant, the whole team plays a good style of basketball where the ball is moving. There's not one guy who scores every night. Shout out Jaren Jackson. But these guys are a dark horse. All right, people aren't taking them seriously because they've jumped out of nowhere. But Memphis is legit. All right, I would not want to see that young squad full of confidence. Now, the third team, the Chicago Bulls. I told you this offseason they were extremely underrated. And hey, they made the most moves this offseason in Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, and they're all working out together. Levine's hooping. Everyone is hooping. And if that squad can get more experience altogether, boy, would you not want to play them in the playoffs. I mean, goodness gracious. The only thing that bothers me with that is lack of experience. Okay, they only have a few veterans that have really gotten there in the postseason, and their bigs, their depth with their bigs is not that great. Now, the last team that is a dark horse, in my opinion, is the Miami Heat. This team is being slept on so hard. All right, they don't have Bam Adebayo, and they're currently in third place. They've had guys in and out of the lineup. Tyler Hero is getting a ton of experience and more touches, so his confidence is right up there. And the additions of Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker cannot go unnoticed. All right, I've got a bunch of videos on the Miami Heat, but trust me, this team is legit. They've got playoff experience. They got finals experience just a couple years ago, and they added some key veteran pieces, so watch out. This is my biggest dark horse. Now, moving on to the final tier. Can we get a drum roll, please? Big three. You see them up there. The Milwaukee Bucks, Phoenix Suns, Brooklyn Nets, and the Golden State Warriors. So let's talk about them, starting with the Bucks. Hey, the reigning champions. Everyone's back pretty much other than PJ Tucker. Giannis looks unstoppable. And hey, how about Bobby Portis? This guy has really found himself a home, and he is one of those key pieces like a Draymond Green that really holds a team together and motivates them in their tough stretches. This team is my current favorite to win the East once again, unless something big happens. But hey, something big could happen, and I'm about to talk about it. Now, moving on to the Phoenix Suns, the finals last year, and this team, they're not sexy. However, they do have a big three, which I forgot to mention. Every one of these teams we're talking about has a big three. You got the Nets with a big three, Phoenix with a big three, Milwaukee, and of course Golden State. The Suns, though, they are an amazing team. All right, they got the experience from last year. Booker is hooping, shooting over 40% from three. CP3 is doing CP3 things. Ayton has taken that step up, and they got a ton of wing defenders, which will come crucial. And hell, these guys are legit, and they have the best record in the entire league. Now, the next team, the Brooklyn Nets, the biggest wild card of them all. Unfortunately, KD will miss 4 to 6 weeks, and because there's no Kyrie at home, it's going to be the James show. And of course, that bench is not very good. Of course, they have 3 amazing hoopers, but other than those 3, they're very, very minimum players, and it's going to be tough. James is going to have to average 35 points per game if they don't want to slide down too much. However, if they all 3 get healthy, which we haven't really seen, if they can get healthy, I wouldn't want to see this team. All right, so much scoring. It's pretty much impossible to outscore them. So we shall see if they can be fully healthy come playoffs. Look out East, because this team is legit, and we all know that. Now, the final team, the Golden State Warriors. All right, recently they've been in a little bit of a cold patch. They started off really hot. However, when Clay gets reintegrated with Draymond and they start clicking, you don't want to see this team. All right, Steph Curry, you already got to throw the kitchen sink at him. Then you got Klay Thompson, and hey, here's my biggest takeaway from this team. If Andrew Wiggins can step up and be a great third option, this team can win a championship, but it's going to be on Wiggins, who hasn't shown that he can do it as a number 1 pick. But if he can step up and average 21 points per game or in the high teens in the playoffs, this team is legit and primed for a championship. But what do you guys think of this segment? Let me know. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. If you want to see another one in the coming months, make sure you comment down below, and of course subscribe. My name is Wiseman. This has been Wiseman's NBA Tiers. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.